Leaving behind everything we've been holding on to in order to shift into everything we are becoming and we're destined to become. That is what I feel will be the overarching theme of today's reading. And the reason I say that is because prior to starting this recording, I pulled 2 cards from the traditional tarot deck. These cards were the 4 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles, which I feel represents the powerful shift taking place for the global twin flame collective. I feel the 4 of Pentacles represents what we are shifting out of, this holding on to things as they are in the physical, this emphasis on the 3D, specifically in terms of relationship with our twin flames. I feel that many of us are moving out of this stage of either just in general defining ourselves or our lives very much on 3D terms, on society's terms, or when it comes to relationships specifically, many of us who have had some kind of physical relationship with our twin flame are learning to shift out of this state of fixation on the way in which things are within that 3D physical relationship, shifting from that into that 3 of Pentacles card, which is receiving reward for the work, which in this case I feel is the deep inner work, the healing work, the shifting, the transformation happening both within us and within our twin. And I feel the reward in this case is true, authentic success, but not in the way that society defines success, either in life or in relationship, but true, authentic living and connection. This could also be a way to think of the shift from the 3D to the 5D as well. So with all of that being said, I am going to start shuffling the Energy Oracle cards deck to pull a few starting messages for this reading. If you would like me to channel specific messages for you and your situation, be sure to like the video and also make sure you are subscribed to this channel, because by liking and subscribing, you are virtually signaling to me that you are energetically present here at this time on this channel, and I'm actually able to pick up on that energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. This is a twin flame reading today, so these messages are intended specifically for twin flames. But for those of you who either aren't sure whether you are a twin flame or maybe dealing with some other form of love connection, you may still find that some of these messages resonate with you and your given situation, because I am channeling collective divine masculine and divine feminine energies, which, although we do experience these dynamics most intensely within twin flame connection, we can experience them to some degree with other forms of love connection. Now, I know that that may seem confusing, and just in general, it can be very challenging to distinguish twin flame connection from other forms of high-level soulmate connections, even at times from karmic connections. So I will be creating a video very soon describing signs that you experience specifically and only with a twin flame, just because I feel that there isn't a lot of information about twin flame exclusive signs. So stay tuned for that. The very first card to come out of the Energy Oracle cards deck is Community in the upright position. I'm actually going to read a little bit about this card from the guidebook to get us started. Connection with kindred spirits, sharing ideas, supportive energy. This light in the picture represents your ever-present spirit community as well. There's something about that spirit community message, because I feel that this card may seem strange for many of you listening, because I do feel that many listening are actually experiencing a time of isolation overall in general when it comes to physical community with others. But I feel this card is actually referring to something higher level happening. As the guidebook said, I feel this is referring to some kind of spiritual support that someone is receiving right now. So what is this spiritual support that is being received? Patience in the reverse. I heard you are being taught to be patient through circumstances which cause you to feel very impatient. Why is someone feeling so impatient right now? Hostilities in the reverse. I heard the dust settled, but what now? Now, as always, be sure to only take from these readings what resonates with you and leave the rest, because I do channel many different hyper-specific messages for different individuals. For some reason with this hostilities card reversed, I feel as though the dust settling, it's like, I feel like someone has been through, either personally or with their person, some kind of conflict or severe issue or very difficult state of being. Like there was this time in the recent past where this person was going through a lot of triggering or difficulty or challenge. But I feel that as we move into the month of October and November here, the energy may have shifted a bit for this person, where it feels as though the dust is kind of settling from that challenging situation. Things kind of feel more settled and yet very intense at the same time, if that makes sense. It's like when you get that kind of staticky feeling in the air right before a storm, but there is no storm. I feel like this person is experiencing a kind of era of settledness right now in their life or in their relationships, where things just feel kind of potentially stuck or stagnant or kind of at a standstill. And yet they feel energetically this kind of anticipatory energy, that kind of, like I said, that feeling in the air before a storm. That feeling of waiting for something about to happen, but not seeing any sign of what's going to happen. Blossoming abundance in the reverse position. So many reversed cards. So this kind of feeling I'm describing, whoever this is connecting with, might be causing them to just feel a bit out of sorts lately. I do want to see if I can get any further messages from this feeling I'm channeling here. What's going on with this person? I heard this person may be struggling to feel focused or to feel productive. They may be trying to create like new routines or schedules for themselves, but then they somehow find themselves struggling to stick to these newfound routines or schedules. It's like they're kind of feeling like they're grasping at straws when it comes to structuring their life. This person might feel just a little bit caught in a rut or a little bit stagnant in their energy. Again, but along with that stagnancy, this kind of intensity beneath the surface, this energetic, anticipatory kind of energy, just waiting for something to happen and even feeling kind of impatient about it. The card I pulled from the Moonology deck says, look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. It's interesting because we're coming up on Sagittarius season. So I almost feel as though someone connecting with this message is being guided through this period of time right now to take a bird's eye view of some kind of situation, to be able to see a bigger picture of themselves, their life, or this connection through this period of time where they may find themselves feeling a bit unfocused, feeling a bit impatient. I heard on the verge of something. There's someone who just feels like right on the verge of something about to happen, but they can't quite explain it. And around them, it may look as though things are very stagnant. The other two cards to come out are a personal issue reaches a resolution and also time to breathe out. One of these cards is the full moon in Cancer card. So Cancer or Sagittarius may be powerful signs for you and your connection. But alternatively, during Cancer season, the most recent Cancer season at the beginning of the summer, I know that many who are listening, many twin flames on the planet, went through some kind of a culmination moment, a tower moment with their twin flame within their connection, that for many, and I guess this could be more broad, the time frame could be more broad for this. This could have started in the spring up through early summer. There was, as this card says, a personal issue. That's kind of an understating way to put it, because for many, this was a very intense tower moment, a culmination moment. For many, this was meeting their person. This was going through some kind of separation. There was some kind of major event that took place in many twin flame connections in the physical between spring and summer. And now it's like with full moon in Sagittarius, I see now we're moving into Sagittarius season. Around Cancer season, we were going through this kind of climactic event, this kind of tower moment. And then it took some time to integrate this change, to begin doing this deeper level healing as a result of that situation, kind of the fallout of that. And then with this look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius, I feel this is signaling we are now moving into this season, into the fall of having fully integrated these changes, this deep level energetic healing that has taken place through this for many, very painful, challenging situation that happened in the spring or summer. And again, I know I'm not speaking to everyone here. I'm just speaking collectively. These were kinds of some of the collective energies coming through this last year. With take time to breathe out, again, I feel this is just speaking to the fact that right now might feel like kind of a pause. And even within that pause, there could be a kind of impatience coming up, a feeling of anxiety because of the stagnancy, a feeling of why aren't things moving forward fast enough? Or even, how are things going to move forward? Where is this going? Like I said earlier, the dust has settled. What now? So I am going to reshuffle the cards here. And I want to ask, what do twin flames listening to this reading need to know at this time? What messages can I bring forth for twin flames listening to this reading? Door to Spirit in the upright position. Spiritual awakening. Continue to allow yourself to open, allow yourself to expand into the unknown. The word unknown came out in the Love Word Scramble, which for those of you who are new, this is just a tool I use to channel specific words that sometimes connect with specific people in certain ways. So with this word unknown, I do see, and I just felt this kind of wave of emotion, almost like I was about to cry. I feel like someone listening is being asked to continuously step into the unknown. And I also heard it's lonely, this continuous movement forward on their own, into the darkness even within themselves. And at times this expansion itself is very painful, just like exercising a muscle or stretching. It moves them in uncomfortable ways, and that discomfort at times makes this person wonder, am I even moving in the right direction if I'm feeling these feelings of discomfort? And of course, the cards that came out were the Thinking Woman and the Thinking Man. So the fact that these two joint cards came out, you could even really think of them as twin cards in the deck. I feel that this really indicates we're dealing with a twin flame connection here, or at least a very, very strong divine masculine, divine feminine kind of polarizing dynamic here. With the Thinking Woman upright, I usually associate this with a divine feminine who is dealing with feeling triggered at times from some space of wounding or societal programming. I heard mask, like I'm putting on some kind of a mask or show, if that connects with someone. With the Thinking Man reversed, I associate this with a divine masculine releasing his ego. So what I'm sensing is this continuing expansion, of course, of both the feminine and the masculine, with the masculine most likely being the one going through this intensified spiritual awakening in earnest. With this Thinking Man reversed, I feel that he's really made a lot of progress. The collective masculine has opened himself energetically on a spiritual level, on a collective level. He is healing in this very kind of deep-seated way, collectively, of course. The ways in which this plays out in your connection may vary from person to person, but the overarching theme is that the masculine here is waking up. However, with the thinking woman coming out here in the upright, I feel as though through this awakening of the masculine, as the masculine continues to awaken, to open himself, to heal himself, at some moments during that awakening, that intensified awakening, I do see that the divine feminine in the present still does find herself getting triggered at times, feeling unsure, feeling doubtful, feeling confused. And I feel that this can be very challenging for her because most likely, usually, the divine feminine is the so-called more awakened, more spiritual twin. So she is very aware of this connection and this journey that she's on. However, still dealing with occasional surfacing of anxieties, of doubts, of confusion, even as the masculine continues to open himself up more. So I feel that is a good segue into speaking to this divine feminine we're connecting with here, who may find herself feeling triggered from time to time. The words Greece, living, and May came out if that connects with you in some way. There's something about ancient Greece that's been on my mind a lot today. So someone may either feel some kind of a connection to ancient Greece, they may be from Greece themselves, or there just might be something there for someone. So I'm now going to ask the divine feminine what she is thinking or feeling in the 3D. You guys know I like to make a distinction between 3D messages, meaning more physically oriented, more matrix, 3D world oriented messages, and 5D messages, higher self, really speaking into more so the energy dynamic. So what is going on with this divine feminine who's feeling triggered at times in the 3D? Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. There's something about the words "this moment" from this card that stood out to me. I strongly feel as though this divine feminine is dealing with past, remembering past anxieties, causing present anxiety about the future, or perhaps even past events, not just the anxious feelings from the past, but literal events that may have happened, or perhaps things that didn't happen that she wanted to happen in the past, now bringing this anxiety into the present because now she's wondering, I heard it through the future into doubt. So this could be a divine feminine who had something happen with the masculine in the past. This could even be something that happened around Cancer season, like we spoke about earlier, that either caused her a lot of pain, caused her to feel triggered, or somehow threw a lot of doubt into the equation for her about this twin flame connection. And I feel that this divine feminine I'm connecting with, it's like she is being strongly guided right now to refocus herself on the present moment, which is actually why she may be feeling, or at times finding herself feeling unfocused, a bit frazzled, a bit unable to make herself follow a new schedule or routine or be productive. If this is you, I feel that the reason you are feeling this way, the reason you are feeling a bit out of sorts, is actually because you are being guided back into presence, not into planning, not into scheduling, not into thinking about and remembering the past, replaying it over and over, but actually returning your attention to the present moment. And that is where your true power is, and also where your true healing is, where you have the ability to shift into this higher timeline. When I talk about shifting into a higher timeline, of course, I could speak for hours about this, but as twin flames, a lot of the work we are doing here is shifting both ourselves individually, our family's line, and the collective, breaking us out of old timelines, meaning old energetic patterns that continue in a certain direction and lead to certain kinds of lower vibrational outcomes that resonate with those lower vibrational timelines. We are breaking free of those and actually rising into these higher timelines. But through that process, one pitfall is that by so intensely remembering the past and replaying past events that caused us pain, by replaying them over and over and over, we are actually reliving that pain and keeping ourselves energetically stuck in those lower vibrational timelines. And I feel that there's a divine feminine struggling with this right now, who is really being guided back into present, back into breathing, being with herself, meditating, clearing her mind, clearing her energy, grounding herself, enjoying the present, as this card says, enjoying the present moment fully, whatever that may be, finding peace in the present and with herself. And through that inner peace established in the present moment, she is actually creating this powerful shift onto this higher timeline because she is releasing the past, forgiving it, letting it go. Meditation is a very, very powerful tool, and perhaps the most powerful tool for returning our focus to the present, breathing into the present moment, grounding ourselves, clearing our energy. Specifically for those of you who are empaths, which most twin flames are, you may find it very difficult to release these lower vibrational timelines and past events because you're not only feeling your emotions about them, you're feeling also everyone else's reactions to these situations. You are feeling even global kinds of energies that are stuck in these lower timelines. So it is very essential for you to establish a daily meditation routine to clear your energy, to ground yourself, use breath work, meditation, whatever feels good for you. Personally, I found that subliminal meditation is the single most powerful tool for me to clear my energy, to shift my vibration onto those higher timelines, and to let go of the old lower vibrational patterns and timelines within myself and within the collective as well. So I've created a very powerful subliminal specifically for this energy clearing practice. It's one I personally meditate with myself every single morning, and I've actually been using it since last November when I first created it. It is a 7-chakra clearing subliminal. So the reason this is so powerful is because, first of all, as a subliminal, subliminals are designed to bypass the conscious filter of the mind and make deep, lasting impressions on the subconscious mind, which is so essential because it's actually the subconscious that is a reflection of our energy field. So by reprogramming the subconscious mind, it's like a back door to deeply and powerfully reprogramming our entire aura, our whole energy field. So this subliminal specifically is designed to clear out any negative frequencies or blocks. It's very comprehensive, working through all 7 chakra centers, which is why it's my personal favorite to fully clear my energy every single morning. And since using this in November, I have seen profound results in my energy and in my life and relationships. My life has entirely transformed since I started meditating with this subliminal. This comes from my website, soundandsoulful.com. So as you can see on the screen, on this website, I've created over 100 subliminals for all areas of life. So I do, of course, have the energy clearing subliminals like the one I just described. I also have several created for appearance changes, for mood shifts, for material manifestations, for love and relationships, and of course, for twin flames specifically. I have an entire section of subliminals exclusively for twin flames, so you can check out this site and explore around it. And as a member on this site, you can even combine these different subliminals into your very own custom playlist and save them to your account. So you can test out any subliminal I've created completely free for 7 days by creating a free trial account on my website. And again, my all-time favorite subliminal, my 7-chakra clearing, is linked in the pinned comment and description box under this video. So with this divine feminine, who's been a bit caught in her head, or caught in her head because she is reliving, replaying, re-experiencing these past painful events, bringing them into the present and keeping herself kind of stuck. That is also why, if you are resonating with this, you may find yourself feeling this kind of energy of stagnancy that we described earlier, feeling as though somehow things just feel stuck. You feel in a rut. What's actually going on here is that rut you are feeling is being weighted down by these past timelines that your soul, your higher self, is trying to break you out of, but that your ego self is still holding on to. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a few more cards to speak more in depth to this Divine Feminine from her 3D physical perspective. So what is causing this Divine Feminine pain? Caring connections in the upright position. I heard the reason this is causing you so much pain is because there is so much love available to you. I feel like there's been a Divine Feminine I'm connecting with who has been trying to repress her feelings of love for her twin flame because their circumstances in the physical are so painful that it's like, maybe it would be better not to love you. There's like this kind of repression going on for someone. And this repression is actually causing a bit of pressure that she is feeling in the form of discomfort, either lethargy, tiredness, feeling kind of sluggish, feeling out of sorts. This could be coming from trying to repress this powerful love energy that is flowing through her, trying to deny it, trying to say, maybe I should just let this go. Maybe I should just forget about this. But I feel like this Divine Feminine is feeling frustrated because from her ego's perspective, it makes sense just to let go, just to forget. But every time she tries to do just that, to forget, to repress, to deny, she instantly feels this kind of built up pressure within her that causes this discomfort, this feeling of not just emotional pain, but I'm also hearing for many almost this like physical tension, this physical pain when she tries to separate herself from this person, from this path. And I feel she's being guided to know that the reason she experiences so much pain emotionally, even physically, so much confusion, when she tries to let go or to forget this person entirely, to repress this feeling she has for them, the reason she's feeling that pain is actually just an indication of how powerful the love connection between them is, of how much love she is capable of feeling, breaking herself open to feeling. And of course, as I was speaking there, the Angel of Love card came out in the upright position. Not only are you capable of feeling that love, which is why you feel so much pain when you try to deny it, to repress it, to push it away. Not only are you capable of it, you are worthy of it. I associate this card with worthiness of love, with unconditional love. The reason, beautiful Divine Feminine, you are feeling these sensations, emotions, symptoms so intensely throughout this journey with your twin flame isn't because something is going wrong. It's because you are being broken wide open to experiencing a pure, powerful, true form of unconditional love that most on this planet are still completely blind to. Most will not understand it because it was not given to them, because they are on some kind of a different path than you. Don't be discouraged by those who don't understand the kind of profound depth of love, and along with that, at times, pain, intensity, confusion that you are experiencing, that you are learning, because this is your path, not theirs. I just felt like someone needed to hear that right now. The words simplest, space, and married came out. So someone in this situation could be married. There could be thoughts of marriage. That probably won't apply to everyone. With the word space, I feel like someone either may have had a feeling recently of needing space, or alternatively, their person may have asked for space or needed space. The journey card came out here. I heard I have to take this journey within myself first. So I don't feel this will be for everyone, but if you are someone in a situation where you have either felt yourself needing space in the 3D from your twin, or your twin has expressed needing some space or has been acting as though they need some space in the physical, either emotionally, mentally with communication, or of course physically with you, I do want to channel more information about that briefly, because although this is kind of a bit of a side message here, since we were just speaking to the Divine Feminine, I do feel this is important because I feel someone saying, at times I feel myself needing space, but it's not because of you, my twin flame, it's because I have to take some kind of inner journey within myself before I can continue this external journey with you. So I want to know who has to take this inner journey within themselves. I'm going to pull several cards here just to get a clear idea of what's going on. So who has to take this inner journey within themselves? Resistance from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. So someone has been feeling some kind of tension or resistance coming up. This could even be the Divine Feminine I spoke about earlier, who found herself in this kind of spiral of reflecting on past events that either did not happen the way she wanted them to, or perhaps went very poorly from her ego's perspective. And this causing a kind of inner resistance, a kind of inner pain, something that needs to be worked through, breathed through. However, I don't feel that will connect for everyone. For some, I'm also hearing this actually could be a masculine resistance. That's interesting. I actually heard external resistance from others. So there could be a masculine who somehow, there could be like a third party situation for someone. This won't be for everyone. This could be this masculine's family. I'm feeling there's some kind of external relational, whether it's family, friendship, community, work, something for this masculine that's been causing a kind of tension, anxiety, or like resistance within him energetically that has to be worked through on his own before he can come back together in the physical with a Divine Feminine. Again, only take what resonates with you personally. I know that many of these messages may just be for specific people. The words blank, plant, and leave. So someone might have plants or be a gardener. With the word leave, I feel like there is a divine masculine I'm connecting with here who did leave in some sense. Either I heard checked out, so he could have been emotionally checked out, not communicating, or left at some point in the past. And it may have looked like to this Divine Feminine that he was separating from her, but really on this higher self unconscious level, I feel that through this situation, he was creating space because he was feeling this resistance within himself and his life. I just keep hearing relationships. So this could really be like a family relationship, a friendship, a workplace issue, something personal in his life that didn't have to do with his twin specifically, that had to reach some kind of a resolution or be worked through on this kind of higher self level before he was capable of coming back together with the Divine Feminine, taking this journey together. Of course, when I talk about taking this journey together or apart, I'm really speaking from a 3D perspective, because on a higher self level, twin flames are always energetically connected. So in that sense, they are always taking this journey together through life. Even prior to meeting, they are always connected. I am going to see if any more cards will come out here to explain what this specific divine masculine I'm connecting with here, who is feeling resistance, who may have needed some space, growth. I heard this divine masculine saying, I am growing through this. growing so I can be strong enough to sustain our connection together in the physical. Are there any other messages here about this divine masculine? I do want to know just specifically, this is interesting, by the way, resistance to growth. It's like this resistance, this masculine is feeling, this tension he could be feeling, as I heard things like coming to a head or reaching kind of a breaking point in potentially his relationships, in a third party situation, in his family, in his workplace, whatever the situation may be for this masculine. Whatever this feeling of resistance is, it is actually leading to greater growth for this masculine. So I do want to see if I can get any more specifics. I guess we are kind of getting into the 3D messages for the masculine. This kind of just happened as a natural progression of the reading. The words church, song, and modern came out. There could be some kind of a religious factor at play for this masculine with the church word coming out. With song, I'm hearing someone here could be a singer-songwriter or a musician or something like that. Rest and rejuvenation in the reverse position. What I'm getting from this card is an interesting connection point here. If you're a divine feminine that I spoke to earlier who connected with that message of feeling a bit out of sorts, feeling a bit anxious or frazzled and not really knowing why, because things in your physical circumstances may look very settled, very normal, very peaceful. This could be because you are actually picking up on these very intense, energetic struggles, shifts, changes happening within the masculine as he goes through this portal of his own pain, his own inner tension, that feeling of resistance, as he leans into that, faces that, and through that experience undergoes this immense spiritual growth. You could actually, as the feminine, be energetically assisting him in processing all of that, which is why you may yourself be feeling a bit out of sorts and not really knowing why. So what else is going on with this masculine? What is this masculine healing from, growing from? What are these resistant kinds of feelings? Appreciate. I instantly heard, I'm developing a new appreciation for our love. Appreciation in the sense of consciousness. I'm through these experiences that are very painful and yet are growing me, expanding me in a really powerful way. I am rising to these higher levels of consciousness more steadily that are allowing me to more consistently, consciously connect with the truth of our connection together. And this is what is going to allow us to sustain this more manifested physical connection with one another, to, as I said earlier, take that journey in the physical together through this inner journey that I must take in the physical at times on my own. But of course, he's never really taking this journey on his own because, as I said earlier, I do feel the divine feminine assisting this masculine in processing all of this intensity, these intense emotions that are coming up. So I am going to reshuffle the cards here. And I actually created all of these written down kinds of words and phrases and sentences that I channeled, and I put them all in a shoebox. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some shoebox messages for this reading. We will see how this goes. This is my first time channeling with these specific kinds of messages. So let's see what this masculine wants to say to the divine feminine. Soul connection. I feel him saying, I sense our soul connection, even if I personally don't know the concept of twin flames, regardless of whether he knows the term twin flames. I feel that this divine masculine feels that this connection is something special. social media. I'm going to pull a few more cards and then put these together. Childhood. Promises. Dreaming of you. Closeness. Okay, so with all of these cards that I just pulled, with childhood promises, I instantly felt a masculine who struggles with abandonment, either emotionally or materially. This won't be everyone, but for this masculine, the reason that he struggles with this is because of what I'm seeing come through. What I'm hearing is broken childhood promises. But what I really feel that means is that he couldn't really rely on parental or authority figures in his life, people that he should have been able to rely on, whether this was literally parent figures in childhood or just early romantic relationship experiences. Regardless, I feel that this masculine has experienced broken promises that caused him to not feel as though he could fully trust the people that he loved and cared about. And in fact, because he felt that he couldn't fully trust people that he loved, the people he loved most, at times he would actually keep the most distance, even though he longed for this closeness to them. And this is something that is healing within this masculine. With social media, I am hearing that if you are in separation or at a distance from this masculine, there's a good chance that he is either following or watching or keeping up with you in some way, especially if you're connected on social media. And with dreaming of you, I'm hearing that it's like this masculine feels this connection very, very present. Regardless of the distance between you, he feels this in his energy, in his soul. Again, with the word soul connection coming out in the earlier card, he is watching, he's energetically very present with you, the divine feminine, which is why I feel that there could be a divine feminine feeling this presence that could be very confusing, this kind of energetic closeness in spite of a kind of distance in the physical, emotionally, mentally, or physically. And this could be very confusing on the side of the feminine as well. And of course, we will get some messages from the feminine also. And these were just some preliminary messages. I will be channeling more in-depth, higher self-love messages from this divine masculine and from the divine feminine in the extended version of this reading. So to check out the extended reading, be sure to click the link under this video in the pinned comment in description to get those more in-depth messages, as well as more elaboration on what is really going on between this collective masculine and feminine. Also, the card Make the Effort came out here. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. I do feel this masculine rising into readiness to make this effort to really recommit himself somehow to this connection in the physical, but I'm not sure that he's actually made those steps forward yet. This could just be a kind of energetic or mental shift happening within him. So I'm now going to be reshuffling all of these cards and channeling some message from the divine feminine to the divine masculine. So let's pull some shoebox messages from the divine feminine. Okay, so the cards I pulled are When Can I See You Again? Social Media, wounded in love. It's really interesting. I pulled the social media card for both the feminine and the masculine. It makes me wonder if they are somehow communicating or connecting with each other through social media. This could even indicate that if you aren't communicating with your person through social media, but you can see their accounts, this may mean that this is very reciprocated. So you are actually looking at each other's accounts or kind of keeping up on each other without fully realizing that the other is doing the same, if that makes sense. With wounded and in love, I hear this feminine saying, I love you, but I'm hurting. I feel all of this intense love emotion for you, divine masculine, but I also feel all of this pain associated with that love. And at times, this is really challenging for me. So I'm going to see if I can pull a few more cards about why this divine feminine is feeling wounded or in pain. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. I feel like there's a divine feminine who is struggling to feel safe in this love connection. But that is what she is shifting into this safety and security and love. And I heard her saying it wasn't just you, divine masculine. Although things that have occurred, transpired in our connection have caused a lot of pain and triggering for me, but what was being triggered was actually this much more deeply seated wound within myself. My fear of being fully seen and being fully loved began long before you, masculine. I feel like this fear, this kind of insecurity in love, may even be this kind of generational pattern that this divine feminine is healing. This may have not even come from her specifically. For some reason I'm hearing, and I kind of channeled this while I was meditating this morning, someone may be dealing with a situation where they actually could be healing generational trauma from their grandparents somewhat through their twin flame connection. This won't be for everyone. This may just be for one person, but I did channel information about someone whose grandmother had a lot of feelings of anxiety and insecurity in her love connections or in her love life in some way or for some reason. She may have even experienced some form of mistreatment along the way in her love life. And I also heard father issues, so she could have had a difficult relationship with her own father. And because very often generational wounding will kind of skip a generation, not always, but very often, we will actually be healing some of the inner child wounds, not just of our parents, but sometimes even more strongly of our grandparents. So I am just hearing this. Someone could be healing that right now for their grandmother, for their family's line. Again, that won't be for everyone, but I want to see if I can get more information about this fear of fully being seen and loved, difficulty feeling safe in a love connection. What's going on here? Yeah, okay, so sacral chakra and door to romance. So this kind of wound specifically, I feel for this divine feminine is predominantly stored in the sacral chakra. It really comes down to feeling this fear of being fully intimate emotionally, physically, in every sense with their counterpart, with someone else, really just in general. But through this healing of the sacral chakra and potentially this generational wound healing, this is actually what is opening the door to romance, as this card says, opening the door to greater love connection. Not just in the context of this twin flame relationship specifically, but really opening themselves up to total self-love and being capable of fully radiating that established self-love turned outward as love for others as well. Because I feel that this is someone who struggles to fully love and embrace and accept themselves completely, entirely, which is part of why they feel so unsafe forming these intimate connections with others. But there's a very powerful healing happening for this divine feminine. Now, if you would like to catalyze and really assist yourself, your higher self, through this sacral chakra healing, and you are connecting with these messages, I do have a sacral chakra activation subliminal that is really powerful for assisting you in clearing out all of these residual negative energies from the sacral chakra, really elevating those sacral chakra energies, allowing you to move forward confidently, creating, forging these intimate, emotionally safe love connections that of course will open the door to romance with your twin as well through the portal of this healing. So the link to that sacral chakra activation is in the pinned comment in description box under this video. I am just going to reshuffle the cards here and see if I can pull one final message from the Rumi Oracle before we head over to the extended. What is one final overarching message for twin flames listening to this reading? Blessing of Zara. Let's read from the Rumi guidebook about this card. Let go of thought. Don't take it into your heart. You are naked, and thought is like ice. You use thought to seek release from suffering and pain, while thought is the cause of suffering and pain. The realm of creation is outside the scope of thought. O foolish one, see the opus, behold the beauty. Look in the direction from which the images flow. See the brook that causes the wheel to turn. This oracle comes with special guidance for you. You are being given a blessing of Zara, of radiance, of brightness. This blessing has a purpose. It is to clear out that which would obstruct your full unfoldment, to support the divine jewel of your soul in shining. You are being given an opportunity supported by life, by the earth, by the grace of the divine beloved, to shed toxins from your being. These may be physical, and they may equally be of emotional, psychic, or psychological origin. They may come from this or another lifetime. You may understand consciously what is being released, or you may not. If you are sensitive, you may feel symptoms of detoxification at a physical level, even if what you are releasing is emotional or psychological in nature. Give your body and mind time to rest and replenish so that the blessing can be fully received. This oracle also brings you the message that if something appears to be leaving your life, even something painful to release, it is because it is no longer healthy for you or no longer supporting of life for you. And specifically with what I feel could be released from your life, I'm feeling these old patterns, old habits, even old connections or relationships being brought to the surface, being illuminated, to be let go, to be released. And through that releasing, those feelings of resistance coming up, that feeling of pain, and yet the resistance simply being a sign of one's own, of our own growth, radical growth and expansion through letting go of all of these things that we were before or that our connection was before in order to transform into something new, to rise onto that higher timeline I spoke of earlier. So I really hope that these messages were helpful for you today. If you did resonate with these messages, you can join us over on the extended version of this reading where I will be heading over to now. So the link to the extended version is in the pinned comment in description box under this video. We will be channeling more details from this reading, as well as more higher self-love messages from both the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. The links to the subliminals I recommended during this reading, the 7 chakra clearing, the sacral chakra activation, and I will also leave a link to my most comprehensive twin flame energy clearing to clear out love blocks between you and your twin and facilitate energetic union, which then will allow you to create a more sustained physical reunion as well, which is my 7 chakra twin flame clearing. The links to those 3 subliminals are in the pinned comment in description box under this video. You can click any of those links and explore more about how each subliminal is designed to help you shift and move forward in your life, reprogram your energy for what you desire to create or attract into your life. So again, you can try out any subliminal I've created completely free by creating a free trial account on my website, and all of that information is linked below. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, magical rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in the next twin flame reading.